Hello and welcome back to the Sentient Sock Puppets. With me today I have Evan.
Hello.
And we are counting down our favorite games of 2015, as well as giving awards for things like best graphics and best gameplay and things like that. So let's get straight into it. First we're going to start with some of the things that we got in 2015 that didn't come out in 2015. First off, I finally picked up an Xbox 360.
What, did it come out in 2006?
I'm only like 10 years late. It was cheap. It was like $100, so I picked it up and, I started to play through all the Gears of War and the Halos just to see what we missed out on because, we've always been Nintendo and Sony fanboys.
We've never had an Xbox.
Yeah, this is our first Xbox console ever, and I'm a really big Halo fan now.
No comment.
Alright, also we both went to Too Many Games, which is a gaming convention that took place in Oaks, Pennsylvania, which isn't far from us. And we got some cool things there. I picked myself up an Atari Lynx. It's the game system you can get away with most of the time. Other than that, I picked up a Sega Saturn and just a few other retro games. Like I had this really big, I had a really big spurt of buying Atari 2600 games, so my collection really grew there.
Yeah, I got the Game Boy printer and the Game Boy camera as well.
Which I paid for most of those.
I didn't bring much money. And I also bought the light that you attach that drains your battery.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
I've been using that extensively.
I would like to go, I want to go through my old Link's Awakening file and print all the pictures. I've never done that.
I have
before.
actually printed some of the pictures I took with the Game Boy camera.
Oh,
and
it's awesome.
It's not the worst thing on earth.
Okay, that's good. Alright, so let's move on next year, or this year. And, well, I got something really big.
Yes.
I finally bought myself a PlayStation 4. Where I work now, we were having an Employee Appreciation Day, and I got it for like $250. So, I really couldn't say no to that.
If only my work had an employee appreciation.
Alright, so, now let's just start off. We're gonna talk about the games that we got this year and just kind of give a little explanation what we think of them and things like that. So, you only got one thing this year.
I only got one brand new game this year.
Let's save that for last because it may be the most important out of all of these.
Me?
So,
you bring up this stack of games. Where's my game?
this year was a very good year for me. I pretty much fell back in love with my 3DS and therefore I got a lot of 3DS games. So I'm going to start off with Etrian Mystery Dungeon. This was actually the first game I bought in 2015.
Really?
It blends the Mystery Dungeon with the Etrian Odyssey series, which I've never played one, but I really love the demo. So this is a really fantastic game, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Next, one that I really meant to review this year, Story of Seasons. I feel like I let some people down with after my Harvest Moon March, but I did not like this game as much as I thought I would. I feel like I built up so much hype that by the time I actually got to it, it really did not live up. If you want to play a Harvest Moon game, go straight for Friends of Mineral Town. It really is the best in the entire series.
It's my favorite.
Next, I got Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, and I got this because I was really interested in The Sims this year, so I got the first Sims and played that, and I really liked building the house, but I didn't like taking care of the Sims. I hated it. So I was like, let's just get a game about building a house, and I got it with the little amiibo reader. So this was a really fun title. It didn't hold my interest for a really long time, but I definitely really enjoyed all I played of it. So I got Legend of Legacy, and from what I hear, this game is terrible. I played the demo, and the demo wasn't really good, but the biggest reason I got it was because I am a sucker for big cardboard boxes. I would not have paid the money for this if it didn't have this. But the coolest part about it is it comes with like a 40-page art book. Thanks for dropping my stuff, Evan.
Sorry.
It comes with a 40-page art book, and it's actually really interesting and really cool to read through. I would like to actually go more in depth in that in the future. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. I haven't played a lot of this, but what I have played, they've really nailed the original formula with some of the upgrades that was in Gates to Infinity. Gates of Infinity, I forget which one it was, was a big letdown in the Mystery Dungeon
Really?
series. They took out like the intro quiz to find out what Pokemon you are and things like that.
So was it just like a selection?
Yeah, you just chose what you
That's
wanted.
lame.
But this one had that, but then at the end you could choose if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really cool. It doesn't have everyone that like you could be, but you can start off with all the starters and like Riolu. I was hoping they'd bring back things like, you know, Machop, Phanpy, or Meowth. They didn't have that, so it was a little disappointing. But they brought back a lot of the original music from like Blue Mystery Dungeon and Red Mystery Dungeon.
That's the one I played most.
Yeah, so very, very good game. Next, I picked up Shovel Knight, and this freaking game kicked my butt.
I have not played it yet.
The soundtrack is absolutely fantastic, and it's honestly worth playing the game just for that. But it's just so hard.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's really difficult.
David actually got this one too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Alright, and I saved, in my opinion, the best for last. This game, Stella Glow. Now, I didn't know much about this until I played the demo, and it was like about an hour and a half long. And that hour and a half was just enough to make me fall in love with like the characters and the gameplay of it. But then after that, and I got the real game and I played through that little section again, the game just opens up like so much more. And what's really cool about it and what I really like about it is it's kind of like Fire Emblem meets Persona, where whenever you fight, it's in like a strategy RPG style, and whenever you're not fighting, you go back into town and you got to kind of manage who you spend time with, like in Persona, and build your social links, which upgrades your characters and makes them stronger. Fantastic game, and I really would like to review this after I beat it. I'm very close. Next, I got a lot of games this year. Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. This is the only Vita game I got, well, only new Vita game that I got this year. And this was pretty good. I got it just because I wanted to follow Yasuhiro Wada, who I did a whole video on. And I just wanted to kind of check out what other games this company made. I did also buy Deadly Premonition, which I talked about in that video, but I haven't tried that one yet. This one, it was a little difficult, and the characters were pretty good, but what really killed it for me was it had this like 5 sense system where you could choose to like touch, look, taste, or smell anything, and it was really weird because I ended up accidentally licking a lot of the characters.
I think we need to borrow that one from you.
Alright, so let's move on to... I got The Witcher 3. The only reason I got this, I've played like maybe an hour of it so far, but the reason I got this is because I worked on Thanksgiving, and you know, we were having all the Black Friday deals then, and this game was $25, so I'm like, I can't not.
I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, there's not really much I can say about it just yet.
I did play The Witcher 1. I bought The Witcher 1 this year. I didn't like it. My computer could barely run it still.
Mario Maker. I am very torn about this game.
Why?
When I bought it, I had just come off the heels of playing Persona 4, and Persona Dancing All Night had just come out, so I was like, do I want to get this or Super Mario Maker? I was like, we've never been into the 2D Mario games very much.
No.
So I was afraid I was not going to be able to play a lot of it because I'm just not used to the mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I like the 3D Marios, but I've just never been good at these, and all of my fears were proven to be true. And I played like a few hours of this game, made one level, and just quit. I love it, but it was too difficult for me. Alright, this next one. This was a huge surprise. We both love this game.
I love this game to death.
I actually got this because I was going to do a collaboration with a fellow YouTuber. His name is Captain Crook, or Captain Crocodile. I can't remember if it's abbreviated in his actual name. But the game is Splatoon. We never got to doing the videos, but you should definitely check his channel out. He does a lot of funny things. But this game was fantastic. I didn't follow it at all, and I just picked it up not knowing anything about it, and it just surprised me. Like, it's the first time we've seen a new Nintendo IP in so long, and it's just mind-blowingly good.
Yeah, I put down Call of Duty for a while just for Splatoon.
Fantastic. Interesting story there. I knew they were releasing the Squid Amiibo, and I really wanted one, so I was like, you know what, I'll pick it up. I'd never bought an amiibo before then, because I was trying to stay away because I was afraid if I bought one I'd start buying them all up. And then the guy was like, "Oh, did you want any of the other ones that came out today?" And I'm like, "What came out today?" And I walked out with Charizard too.
Oh my gosh.
Similarly, that happened again when I went for Tom Nook. I ended up walking out with Mewtwo as well. And then
vicious cycle.
I got a new job after the Radio Shack I was working at closed. And when I got the new job, I decided to reward myself with a Pac-Man amiibo. And then I also got the Modern Color Pixel amiibo of Mario. Alright, and the last game, which is equally as important as the one that you bought this year. Maybe.
Whoa,
it was supposed to be the savior for the Wii. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Now, I'm the loser. I didn't get the full, like, $80 box set, because I really wasn't too sure if I would like this game. I played about 2 hours of it so far, and, I'm enjoying the story and, like, the character building, but, I'm not liking the combat at all.
Really?
It's just, you kind of watch them do it. It almost feels a little bit like a MOBA.
Yeah.
In the combat. It's much more action-y than a MOBA, but it feels like one.
Mm-hmm.
How you're just kind of like watching your characters do something and selecting a new thing for them to use.
Well, I like KOTOR, so I might be interested in that.
Yeah, definitely check this one out. I cannot wait to pilot the Skells. They look so cool in the game.
They looked really cool when I was watching them play.
Alright, now this next game... now that's all the games I bought this year, except for, of course... Oh! But, I actually forgot... I also got Dragonfin Soup, which we met the developers, Grim Bros, at Comic-Con, and I bought a shirt that was just way too small for me.
Yeah.
The guy was like, "Oh, get a size bigger because they're a little small." So I got an extra large, and it feels like a small. Like, I'm not kidding. I can hardly get my arms through.
Or were they made for little kids?
But that game is fantastic. I actually do want to review that. And then we just got Gauntlet on the PS4. Now, the game did come out in 2014 on the PC, but it just came out on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And we really love that.
Yeah. I can see us losing a lot of hours.
Now, let's flip over to Evan.
Okay. I wasn't as hyped for this game as I should have been, maybe.
And you were right.
Yeah, it didn't turn out to be fantastic. I didn't buy it personally. Battlefront was a good game so far. I've only played a little bit, you know? I'm a little upset. No campaign. The multiplayer is pretty fun, though.
There's not even, like, instant action. Or anything like that.
I missed that from Battlefront 1 and 2.
I swear, if they add a classic mode where you just go for the command post in the Season Pass
That's all I
DLC,
want.
But if they do that, I will be so angry. Like,
why?
Because that's what everyone wanted, and they saved it for
yeah.
the Season Pass.
Yeah.
Alright,
So it's EA marketing BS.
Yeah. Alright.
So the final game.
The only game you purchased this year.
The only game I purchased, besides a few stragglers from like 2011, 2013. There's a lot of hype for this one, so you probably all already own it. Fallout 4. I personally am a huge Fallout fan.
Personally, I am not.
I got hooked. We went to GameStop one day. I had like $5. You guys were buying like 10 games, and I was like, okay, here's a cheap game, Fallout 3, $4.99. I've heard of it at least, so it had some sort of recognition to me. And I loved it. I loved it instantly. And when I heard Fallout 4 was coming out, I started getting more hype every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day it was like this building.
And I remember you actually went back and you played the first two.
Yeah, I bought 1 and 2 on Steam again. Great thing about Steam. And 1 I couldn't beat. 2 I played like 5 minutes of because I didn't feel like moving on to the next one before I beat the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Both
but
yeah,
fun.
I've never been able to get into the Fallout series.
You're wrong.
I just I don't like the user interface and everything. And I definitely respect how good it is. Like it's Bethesda, so you cannot argue with the quality they put into it.
Not.
I'm just a much bigger fan of the Elder Scrolls series, namely Skyrim. So, with that, we're going to start talking about... We're going to give awards to games. So let's do that.